All right, good afternoon. Welcome to, excuse me, the Mississippi Farm Bureau press conference. Delta State football improved to 7-1 on the season, and 1-0 in Gulf South Conference play after a 41-38 win at number 11 West Alabama. That marks the 7th straight win against the Tigers for Coach Cooley and his team. It was announced earlier today at 11 that Tavian Moore and Lawrence Armstrong's performances on Saturday secured Gulf South Conference Player of the Week honors for the duo, both first for them in their career. Moore was named Defensive Player of the Week, racked up 13 tackles and added an interception. Armstrong had 2 receptions, both for touchdowns, on 108 yards. This week, the Statesmen look to hand number 3 West Florida its first loss of the season. Kickoff is scheduled for 3 p.m. at Parker McCool. And without further ado, I'll bring up Coach Todd Cooley.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody being here today. Couple of things. Obviously, really good football game on Saturday. Thought the environment was good. It was West Alabama's homecoming. So they had a lot of people there, and I was really proud of our fans. We had a really good side. Visitor stands were nearly full. Really good atmosphere, and I was proud of our team. Obviously, we have some things to work on. We did not play well in the kicking game. That's disappointing. Thought West Alabama outplayed us, outcoached us in the kicking game. They did a really good job there. And what I was most pleased with was we stayed together. We overcame a lot of adversity in that game, and it's hard to win football games in college football, especially when you're playing a team like that. And we were able to do it, and that speaks a lot of our team and our toughness, and I'm proud of them. But no rest for us as West Florida comes in here, probably one of the best football teams, definitely the best football team I think we've seen this season. I think it's one of Coach Nobles' best teams that he's had since he's been there. They're number 3 in the nation. If they're number 3, I don't want to see number 2 and number 1 for sure. They're averaging 36 points a game. They're only giving up 15.3 points per game. Quarterback's already responsible for 27 touchdowns through 8 games. They're giving up 41 yards a game rushing. That's pretty scary. They do a really good job. They're well coached. They're talented. They do a good job in recruiting. They got a really good program. I got a lot of respect for them. So our hands are full with a really challenge. We need everybody, and I mean everybody, to come out the stadium 3 o'clock on Saturday. It's a big game. Our players need you. We need you. We just need you there. We need everybody in the stands that can be there. And we've had really good home crowds this year. Our student section, our band, our cheerleaders have been phenomenal. I want to continue that. We've even got guys coaching from the stands, which I really have enjoyed seeing the pictures of those guys and the energy that they bring. So I'm hoping that they'll show back up, and because we're going to need it all on Saturday. And we're beat up, but, I mean, it's going to be November 1st, and we've played 8 games. You're supposed to be, and is what it is. You know, I promise you West Florida's probably got some guys out as well, but they're not going to feel sorry for us, and wouldn't expect them to. So we got our hands full. We understand it, and we just got to have a great week of preparation and see if we can play with these guys. That's all we're trying to do.
Going back to the West Alabama game, just kind of looking at the play-by-plays. They had, 2 turnovers. Y'all were able to score points. Y'all had 2 turnovers. They were able to score points. But just kind of talk about kind of the ebbs and flows and how each play mattered, because when they scored points, it was a field goal and a touchdown. When y'all scored points off their two turnovers, it was a touchdown and a touchdown.
That's right.
Let's talk about how big every play matters in a game like that.
Every play matters, and I mean – the first downs at the end of the game, the 4th down stop, they eventually scored again, but, we were able to run about 4 minutes of clock off and that fourth down stop was huge for us. We were 2 for 2 on fourth downs. That helped. So I was just proud of the overall effort. We had guys, Ty Hosley goes down. We have guys step up. Defense kept finding a way to get stops when they needed to. That's an explosive offense over there. We're about to play another explosive offense this week. You're playing better teams. Every point is magnified. Everything is magnified. I don't know. It was a great game. It was a great football game. If you're a fan of football, you saw a little bit of everything. First half was crazy. At the end of the half was crazy. We were able to big play them a couple times. Big interception by Carl Hopkins. Defense chasing the ball. They're chasing the ball. Their quarterback strips Carl. Austin Collins falls on it because he's chasing the ball. We're able to score another touchdown there right before half, and we needed every point we could get. So, I'm pleased that, we were able to find a way to win it. And it's a close game, and it's a big game, and now we're in a bigger game. So we gotta rise to this challenge, but it's at home. We're excited about that, and because we played pretty well at home this year. We're going to play really well on Saturday, and we understand that, and I think we're going to be excited about it.
Now, Cole Kirk, he played well early, had a couple of interceptions. I see after a run up the middle, y'all took him out and went with Ames.
Mm-hmm.
Was it kind of a choice that you felt you had to make at the time?
Yeah, he didn't look great. He's had that neck problem most of the year, and kind of re-aggravated it a little bit, and he just didn't look. I didn't like the way he was looking. So, you're sitting there with Garrett Ames right there beside me. It's kind of a no-brainer right there. Put Garrett in and let him go for a while, and he was able to finish it out. And hey man, we're just in one of those years. We're going to need them both, and we've had to have them both this year, and we understand that. They understand that. They both prepare to be the starter each week, and we figure it out usually with how they practice and things of that nature. But I expect Cole to be back and expect him to practice today, and I think everything will be fine.
Now, of course, the GSC Players of the Week.
Yeah.
More on defense, Lawrence Armstrong on offense. Just talk about those honors and how deserving they are.
Well, I'm really proud of I'll start with Tavion. I'm really proud of Tavion Moore because it's a guy that wasn't starting week 1. We lost Jamison Kelly, which thrust him into the starting role, and I think he's handled it very admirably from a leadership standpoint, just to his growth as a football player. And he had a good ball game on Saturday, and he's a good player. Lawrence Armstrong, we knew he was capable of a game like that, and we needed it. I'm pleased with the way he played. I'm really proud. A guy who didn't get an award, but I'm really proud of Nino LeMay. I thought Nino LeMay played his best football game as a statesman. I told him that after the game. He had, 5 for 135 and a touchdown. And I just thought he was clutch. Had a rush for 16 on a reverse. Had a big kickoff return. So I'm proud of Lawrence. He's very talented. I'm just proud of the whole team right now. But that game's over, and we got to move on to the next one.
And of course, only three conference games.
Only 3 conference games. That's right, but they're 3 tough ones.
Just talk about just the swing one game makes in three conference games.
Man, you don't think about it. It's coming, but you don't really think about it. You don't really think about it till you get there, and you're like, man, this is really, it's really magnified, and no room for error. So that was a big game for us. West Alabama's got a really good football team, but they've got 2 conference losses. It's a tough place to be in, but it could happen to anybody in this league. They're still a really good football team. Probably still gonna get in the playoffs. Should. So anyway, I don't know. It's just all I know is we gotta focus on the ones that are coming up. We got a big one this week, and that's what it's like I tell these guys, you come to Delta State for these weeks right here for the month of November to be able to play in games like this. So I'm just excited that, we're back in it. Last year we kind of took a little dip, and it's not who we want to be. And now we're back playing meaningful games in November, which is really exciting.
Just curious, like with the conference only having 4 teams, has players kind of come up to you concerned, wondering if there'll be Gulf South Conference football for DSU in 2026?
We hadn't really talked about it. Our players are more focused on where their feet are, what's going on right now. They're not. I don't think they're worried about next year or next week or anything like that. They're worried about right now, and that's the good thing about this team. We just kept playing on Saturday. We just stayed where our feet were. We didn't let the momentum swings kill us. We just kind of stayed with it, and we stayed poised and kept playing. And it wasn't always our best football, but it was good enough to get the job done that day. And that's what we got to try to do. We got to play better this week, I think, than we played last week, because I think West Florida is just I think they're just more talented, just a better football team. West Alabama's really good, but I think West Florida's they got their ranking for a reason. They're really good, and they've proven it 8 straight times, and it's going to be a tough challenge.
Looking at the history this program has had with West Florida, particularly in the last 3 or 4 years, is it one that maybe I know the players have been getting fired up for all the games, but is it one that they may have circled on their calendar a little bit more than maybe others?
I don't know. I mean, I think they get up. I think they get up for any time you play a conference opponent, especially with the 3 conference opponents we have left. I mean, they get up for West Alabama. They get up for West Florida. They're going to get up for Valdosta. I mean, because we've had history with those teams, So, I can't answer that. Maybe. I hope. I hope they're ready to roll. They better be. Our players are pretty smart. They're pretty intelligent, and they know what they're watching when they watch tape. And it's not going to take them long to figure out how good West Florida is. I can promise you that. So it didn't take them long to figure out how good West Al was either. So.
And just looking at the game, no matter what the ups and downs were, y'all didn't trail. Just in any game of this magnitude, just how important is it going to be to get off to a good start?
I think it helped, especially when you're on the road. I think it helped. But you got to understand, West Alabama's got big play potential, so no lead's really safe with them, and West Florida's the same. So, you just got to keep playing, And I think we showed we've got a little big play potential at times too. So that's a positive if you do get on the other end of that. But I don't know. I just think it's a 60-minute game, and sometimes it takes longer. But you just got to be prepared to play as well as you can play on each and every play. And that's what we're going to challenge our players to do this week, and see if we can get it done.
One more question.
Sure.
During homecoming, I talked to Steve Campbell and kind of asked him about what made that 2000 team special. He talked about they loved to play football, but he also talked about when things weren't going their way, that's when they loved it the most and played and played the best. Are you seeing that develop with this team?
I think they've got a little bit of that. Yeah, I've always thought that. I always thought that they I told you from the jump, I think they know how to handle adversity a little bit better. And that's going to be a good thing because we're going to be put in adverse situations again this Saturday. We understand that. I do think they handle adversity pretty well. I think that I knew in coming out of off-season workouts and spring football that we were going to be a better football team than we were a year ago. I knew that just by the way they handled off-season, just by the way they did their day-to-day things. They were coachable. They were this. They were that. But until you're in an environment like we were on Saturday, you don't truly know. But I think they passed that test, and now we got another big test at home that we got to try to pass. And we're trying to play a little. We want to turn this. We want to. Don't know if we're going to be able to, but we want to kind of flip this D2 on its ear right now and get things shaken up a little bit. You know, it's kind of been those top 3 teams for a long time sitting up there, and you know, rightfully so. And you could probably just mix or match all 3 of them. But I don't know. We're going to try to do the best we can do on Saturday. The thing that I love about this team, I'll continue to say it, is they love this university, they love this community, and they love the logo that they wear. And in today's college football, that's pretty rare. And we've got a group that cares. So I'm excited about seeing how they prepare this week, seeing how they take this next step, seeing if we can do something special on Saturday. Anybody else? Need everybody out there. Need everybody out there. We'd love to see y'all there on Saturday. Go Statesman.
All right, like Coach Cooley said, we need all anybody and everybody to join us at Parker McCool on Saturday at 3 p.m. as we host number 3 West Florida. But some other events we've got going on this week: Trunk or Treat, an annual event athletics hosts for the youth in the community. We'll hold that tomorrow, Tuesday, October 28th, from 4:30 to 6. It'll be north of Parker McCool, between Statesman Park and the scoreboard of Parker McCool. Rain after 1 p.m. cancels the event, but any child that attends will get a free ticket to the football game this weekend. Women's soccer and men's soccer are playing at 12:30 and 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon. They're playing on the football field. It's a reschedule or postpone from yesterday. So if you can, come join us for that. And then Friday, women's soccer is at Valdosta. Men's soccer is at Montevallo. And then both teams are at Auburn Montgomery on Sunday as they wrap up regular season play. And then our men's and women's tennis team travels to Tuscaloosa for the GSC Fall Tournament. So that is it today for the Mississippi Farm Bureau press conference. We'll see y'all next week.